Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about something much more casually than usual. I'm not going to have like some kind of structured sentence format with 3 bullet points and today is the top 5 reasons, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to be a little more casual and talk about a personal thing that affected me in my life. And then I had a couple people ask me about how I ended up homeless and then how I ended up so far in debt and then how'd you get out of that. I get those questions a lot, which I really appreciate. And I try to focus on just real estate, but today I'm just going to make it a little more personal about kind of my personal history and my thoughts on network marketing and then ACN.
This could be the weekend of dramatic change for you.
These events will be your greatest tools in allowing people to see the big picture of ACN.
Which I was a part of at one point in time. And so quickly, just a little backstory. ACN is a network marketing company, MLM, pyramid scheme as some of you might say, which I don't think, even today, I don't think is a pyramid scheme if you Google it. But network marketing in general is a really good avenue for people that are in a situation in their life that they really need some hope and they don't have a lot of guidance and they don't know a lot about personal development and they need to kind of learn their sales skills and figure out how to be a good leader. And so at a point in my life, whenever ACN, or you can exchange ACN with anything, if you're Kyani, Monaviv, if you're whatever it is, Primerica, all these kind of companies, they're all basically the same thing. They're just a little bit of tweaks left and right. But anyways, I digress. So it came into my life whenever I was struggling really bad. I just graduated from college. It was 2009, and then I couldn't figure out a way to make ends meet because the job that I was offered, I got kicked out of that job because they laid off 70% of their workforce the month or two that I got started. And so I had to start waiting tables, started doing nightclub promoting. I opened up a nightclub, and then a bartender at my nightclub, his name's David Nieves, he came up to me and he's like, hey, how would you like to make money every single time someone pays their bills or every time someone like makes a phone call? And so I thought that was pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, sign me up. I never even heard of real network marketing before because I was like, you can make residual income? I don't even know how to spell residual. Is that like the residue at the bottom of the drain? Or what is residue income? And it's like, no, it's residual income. It's money that you get every single month whether you work or not. And I was like, is that legal? And he's like, yeah, totally. And so I got totally spun around in my head. I was like, why does not everybody do this? I need to save everyone. I need to retire everybody. I need to get people to retire their moms. Like because I'm gonna retire my mom. And I know everybody in Dallas. At that time, I was a nightclub promoter, so I thought I knew everybody in Dallas, but I just knew a bunch of alcoholics. And so, anyways, I got all fired up and I was ready to rock. And then first thing you have to do when you start a network marketing company, if you guys have never done it, is find 3 people to run with you. You're going to run to the top, and then you need to find 2 or 3 people that are going to run to the top with you. And I was like, that's easy. I know a lot of people. And so I texted everybody. I then come to what's called a home meeting, which is basically whenever your leader comes and talks to them about the company. And then hopefully like everyone that shows up are going to sign up because it makes so much sense and you're going to make so much money every time someone pays a phone bill. Why would you not want to do that? And then you have 50 people show up to your first meeting and no one signs up. Wow, that's a weird gut blow. That's an ego punch. And then now you're sitting around looking at your friends and everyone's like, bro, you're getting bamboozled. This is a pyramid scheme. Get out while you still can. And you're looking at them like, you just don't understand. I need to just explain it to you. Here, let me sit down. And like, no, bro, you need to run. And you're like, I just don't get it. I feel like everyone liked me. And every time I had a party, people would show up. Every time I called and texted people, people would answer. Like I was really, really well liked. And now everyone is avoiding my phone calls, not texting me back. Now I have no friends. And now I lost my job. And now I'm living with my parents. I'm actually in my parents' house right now because I had to stop by for the weekend for my dad's birthday. But slowly my life started deteriorating, slower and slower. And then I started realizing that I was losing weight, I wasn't making any money, I was going further and further in debt, I was living at home with my parents, I was jobless, and then I just didn't have anything. And I was like, well, at least I got network marketing. At least I didn't really at the time know that it was the network marketing was causing all this to happen. But I was like, at least I have an escape plan, I have an escape route. Started working as a waiter while I was doing this. I was trying to recruit people at the table. It's like, would you like any more tea, sir? By the way, are you open to making extra more money from what you currently do? Excuse me? Fired. New job. Hey, manager, I really like the way that you're handling the staff here. You have really good leadership qualities. Have you ever thought about making money outside of what you currently do? what? Fired. And just constantly over and over again. I was trying to recruit everybody. And then at the end of the day, I found myself completely alone, miserable, depressed, and I found myself homeless and jobless in Houston. And so at that point, what really got me through it, and that's kind of my story. It keeps on going, but without taking this like an hour-long video, it really took my life from a catapult, from social pressure to be this really cool guy that's promoting nightclubs, and I didn't know where my trajectory was going, but I was just doing what I could to get by. So it just went straight down, just a spiral straight down, and because of that, as they say in network marketing, is that if you're going to be heading straight down, you better go as fast and hard as you can, because like a tennis ball, if you hit the ground really, really hard, then you can bounce up really, really high. And so that's kind of what I was going for, is just pure, utter destruction of all my ego and all my confidence, and just like, all right, I have to rebuild myself from the ground up. And so through this process, the best thing for anybody that's ever looking to get into network marketing is to change your mindset. And this is the part of the video I want to talk about that's a little more uplifting. Like, that was my personal story is a little rough, but a little more uplifting is that don't go into this whole idea of starting a network marketing company with the idea that you're going to be super rich. Now, some people do, I get it. There are people that I knew that made a lot of income doing this, but don't go into it with that mindset. Don't go into it with the mindset of attacking everybody that you know, and then if they don't get the vision, then they're dumb, they're stupid, they don't see it. That is the wrong kind of way to go into it. What the way to go into it is that someone told me once that the best way to consider your time here at ACN is it's a personal development program with a compensation plan attached to it. And that is the best advice I ever got. Because when I stopped looking at my time at ACN as a way for me to retire my mom and get rich, and I looked at it more as a way for me to motivate myself around some really, really successful people, successful salespeople, successful leaders. I mean, think about how great of a leader and an orator that you have to be to have people in your team following you. Tens of thousands of people following you, your vision, your dream, the way that you demonstrate the value of the company. What are the leadership skills that they have? How do they hold themselves? How do they speak? What is the way that they actually, do they speak the same way every single time? They do. They say the same jokes every single time. Why? And why is it every 3 minutes they say a joke? And why is it always the exact way? So when you start analyzing it that way and you start assuming that into your own body and your own confidence and the way that you frame your life, then that's where you start seeing the biggest benefit when it comes to network marketing. Also, if you're looking about getting into a network marketing company, I want to mention that one of the biggest benefits that has ever happened in my life was actually going through that process. And that's because it went from me being an employee the entire time that I was live to finally figuring out the benefits of, instead of a W-2, creating a 1099. I never knew what the difference between W-2 and 1099 was. I didn't know anything about an LLC. I didn't know about just entrepreneur mindset at all. I knew inside I never knew why I sucked so bad as an employee. I mean, I got fired from every job I ever did. And the reason why is because I'm not supposed to be an employee. I'm supposed to be an entrepreneur. I think there's a lot of people out there that are in the same boat. They just always are beating themselves down because they don't really do good at any traditional job. The truth is that you actually aren't supposed to be at that job. You're supposed to be working for yourself. You have a vision greater than what someone's telling you. And this is a great route. If you can't figure it out for yourself, this is a great route for some company to expand your vision of not only yourself, but of your life, and then just basically the economy in general. Because you can add so much more value to the economy if you truly accept whatever it is that you're supposed to do, whatever your passion happens to be. And so in this scenario that I was in, and I was, like I mentioned, totally beaten down, like, but I'm stubborn, so I won't quit. And so in this scenario, I got to be introduced to some magical people, some magical mentors that forever changed my life. And I'll never be the same because of my introduction to those people. Some of these names I'm going to throw out at you are Wayne Dyer, Les Brown was a big one for me, Zig Ziglar, Napoleon Hill, you have all the Carnegie books and the Carnegie Academy in general. If you guys ever want to go out and check out anything by Dale Carnegie, They have a whole entire library of books that are just for self-development and just changing your mind. Tony Robbins, kind of, but I can keep going on and on and on. But none of these people, none of these names sound familiar to me at all before my network marketing experience. But now I still listen to them to this day, and they got me on this path of thinking like a rich person, like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, right? And so that's just something I want to bring up to you. So if you or one of your children by any chance is looking about getting into it, you might not be as successful as those people on stage. It might work for you. It didn't work for me as much, but what it did do is it changed my life forever, because I would not be successful. I wouldn't even started real estate without network marketing. And on top of that, all the processes and the fight and the hunger and the goal setting and the vision setting as well, everything that I got from ACN, the network marketing experience, I moved over to real estate, and it just perfectly copied over to it. I had no clue, and I don't know how it worked like that, but everything to the T that I did in network marketing, I just copy and paste it over into real estate, and then I blew up. I did so well in real estate because no one else had to fight as hard as I did. I mean, I used to say that I wanted 20 numbers a day, I'd talk to 20 random people a day and get their numbers to sit them down for a meeting before I'd eat. And some days I wouldn't get 20 numbers. And so I'll go some days, multiple days without eating. And so that kind of hunger and that kind of drive and that kind of motivation got pushed into this real estate business, and then that was everything. So anyways, hopefully this has enlightened you guys a little bit about not only my backstory and how I got the drive and the motivation and the way that I talk right now, all these things. Hopefully that illuminates a little bit of that. And also, if you're looking about getting into one of these special juices or pills or powders or whatever companies that you're looking at, then hopefully this is going to be something that's in the back of your mind whenever you're going to those Saturday meetings and all your friends are starting to hate on you and stuff like that. Remember this video, because if you stick true and you make yourself better, then your bank account will also get better. Hopefully this video has helped you guys out. If you're looking about getting into any one of these companies, remember, it's not about making millions. It could happen, totally could, but it's about being a millionaire mindset. They'll teach you about how to make the space in the room and the mansion in your mind, and then it's up to you to fill it up. Because right now your vision might be so narrow-minded and so closed off. So if you look at it as like a vision quest and it'll blow up your vision, then hell yeah, do it, go for it. You could make money. But if you don't, then at least you'll be changed forever for the positive. And then just try not to invest a whole lot of money and try not to burn your network and piss anybody off in the process. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I know it's a little less formal than usual. Hopefully you got some value out of it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. Go to my Instagram for daily content.